2-2, not 0-0.
I don't know why it says 0-0. There it is. 2-2, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the match reaction. Newcastle United 2, Espanyol 2. What do we make of this? Well, I mean, it was a difficult game to watch for a really good part of it. But welcome everyone. Anyway, to the channel. If you're just tuning in, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Right now, please do that. If you want to super chat, you can do that as well. Help support the channel grow and yeah, help us out. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We got to get there. You know that. So all right.
And hit the bell. Only 10% of subscribers, got 7,000 subscribers, and we've only got 700 live notifications. So hit that bell button, and you'll get to know whenever we're coming on.
All right, then. So what do we make of this situation? It was tough to watch for the very beginning. The second half. And in the first half, I thought that's what was really interesting. Sue was really good. Some will say he was the man of the hour. I would say he was the best player all game. And then Miley, I think it was interesting as well. Who else do you get out of?
I thought Ramsdale.
Ramsdale was pretty good. That's interesting about Ramsdale. I mean, I thought.
I'd love to actually. I don't know if you're still here, Dom. Can you get the sofa score stats up for Ramsdale in terms of distribution?
Yeah.
96%. 22 out of 23 passes direct.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's a massive, massive upgrade on Nick Pope in terms of distribution. People could argue that, Pope might have saved one of the two goals.
Song Soo, 19 out of 20 at 95%. So again, you're looking at the positives. Matty Target, 87, 58 out of 67. Louis Smiley, 83 out of 90, 92%. Murphy, 39 out of 47, 83% accurate passes. But again, when you look at the passing side of things, Jacob Murphy, one key pass, nothing out of four accurate passes, and no long balls accurate. So again, quite a poor outing when you look at that. Aaron Ramsdale, long balls accurate. He tried 8, he got 7 correct.
Yeah. And
interesting.
That's obviously one of those passes that he missed. So the one pass that he missed out of 23 was a long ball.
Yeah. So again, you're trying to squeak the positives.
That is the difference.
No, that's what Eddie said, wasn't it? He wanted the 1 to 2%.
Yeah, 2%.
We're gonna throw the link. Dom, actually, could you throw the link in the chat so people can come on and have their say, and if you can also to the collaborators group chat, so because Andy Bell's already asking for it, and I'm glad we have you on here because my computer is being sluggish, and every time I move my mouse, it feels like I'm dizzy and you're just dragging and dragging and dragging. But regardless, you can come on and have your say. There we go. The link is pinned in the chat. If you don't mind, call in and have your say, and then the link. That way, people know what it is for. And of course, in the collaborators as well, so they can come on and have their say. So I think it was a good game. I actually respect Espanyol. I think they're a decent side. And the fact that they weren't better than us, they made a lot of changes, to be fair as well. But it's a good preseason matchup. I think tomorrow is going to be really what I really want to watch and what I really want to impress. I want to make a statement tomorrow. Not that it matters. A lot of people will forget, but it's still playing it against a big side at home. I think tomorrow, it just based on the talents that they have, of course. I think tomorrow is going to be a big side, and I assume a lot of the starters will play. Say Bruno might not play, but I think Joe Linton, Tonali. I don't think Ramsdale's going to play tomorrow. I think
it'll be Palpy tomorrow.
I wouldn't have thought Bruno will play. I don't think there's any chance of that happening.
No.
It'll be Tonali and it'll be J7.
But I think for
J7, and therein lies the question.
Yeah.
Who else?
Who exactly?
What I mean, who else starts?
Who else are we going to play in midfield?
Well, but in this case, it's not like Bruno would play if he was fit, so it's not.
Yeah,
but
who is going to play now? Because Miley and Bruno.
No, I think Miley is going to be a sub. What are you talking about for the Premier League?
Miley won't be playing tomorrow.
No, I know that, but again,
so I'm saying,
why is there
Miley today? Who is going to be playing with J7 and Tonali?
Whoever's there
tomorrow.
Whoever's left. It's not a big.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Who?
Okay, well,
because we've got nobody left. That's the point I'm making.
Well, I'm glad you're coming to that realization. Umar is in the building as well. Umar, the Toon Whisperer. Oh, he's gone now, so we're gonna have to get him. So he's gonna have to come back on then at some point in time. The link is in the in the chat, folks. Come on and have your say. We'll replace that with that one. There you go. And if you want to come on and have your say, listen, it's a preseason game. I don't think there's room to be angry or super happy. Either way, it's just a preseason game. But I think the team did decent. But you can clearly tell that we don't have any more source. I think Eddie Howe is scraping the, what do you call it? Scraping the barrel. Scraping the barrel. Yeah. And I don't think he has anybody else to play any longer. So, he's got who he's got. So, breaking Matteo Moretto is saying that Newcastle are actively working on Thiago. They have been in constant contact with Milan today and are making efforts to get the deal done. So we'll have to see what develops as far as that's concerned and what happens with Malik Thiago. But we would suspect that deal might get done at some point in time. I would assume in the near future, I hope. If not, then we are truly knackered because
I would have him in a heartbeat now. But do we then see, just for example, we signed Thiago now, and then because, again, I heard one link this afternoon, Spurs have joined the race for Guy. And if all of a sudden Guy goes to Spurs for 30 million, are we going to think, bloody hell, why did we get Joe? Why did we not wait? And this is the problem that's been created now.
Well, I 100% agree with that. I mean, if listen, I am assuming because I don't think we're it. Well, I don't know at this point, but that we have spoken with Gehi. Gehi said, no, I don't want to go there. I want to wait for Liverpool next season. I'm assuming that's what's happened, because if we just simply say no to Gehi for no reason, what would be? It makes no sense. You would go for Mark Gehi.
Because I'm not assuming that. I'm assuming that we've refused to pay 50 million because he's only got a year left.
Well, then we are idiots. That's what's happened. Exactly. So we are idiots. Yeah, no doubt about it. So Andy Bell's in the building. Andy, how you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm frozen from what I could tell. Sorry, lads.
No, you're good. On this
you're good.
I'll be honest. I think that was a useful run out to get eyes on certain players and some minutes in some certain legs. I will say one thing, mind. Every time I keep saying Osula, I just keep getting Miggy vibes. Head down, run, nothing from the end of it. I don't know about Gary. I think he's on a similar level for what he said in the past for me. His overall football skill is just not on the level.
It was a gamble from the outset when they signed him. And, when you're looking at a player, you're looking at how to make a difference. And I've said that the one thing that Osula can't do, he hasn't got the ability to find space. Good players find space. His first touch sometimes, I think, when he's on the half turn, he hasn't got that ability to get the ball under control because of the speed of his feet. The ball's always bouncing, so never looks in control when he's back to goal. And when you're in that situation, it's easy for the opposition then to pinch the ball back because you've not got control of the ball. Worst player on the park for me today.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple of them, but I thought Osula was poor.
I will defend him in the sense of he hasn't got the normal ammunition behind him that would normally be accounted to Isaac. But it's the simple things that I see him doing. He makes simple things look difficult sometimes, and the difficult things look simple. It should be the other way around. He's capable of the little flick through someone's legs and run around them. But it's the simple link-up play that I find you've got quality behind them. How do you get them into the game? And I don't think he's going to get them into the game. So for me, I honestly think if he doesn't get a good performance in soon, he's going to be behind the likes of Qual and Neve, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
Oh man, that's crazy. I mean, Neve, Neve hasn't shown anything.
Whoa, what? No, Neve was all right. He wasn't brilliant, but he was putting himself about.
I think he was unlucky.
Really get touch the ball, to be fair.
He was unlucky.
Yeah, but he was at it. The cross that came in, and by the way, it was good defending as well.
I mean, you've also got to understand that when he come on, was it 60 something minutes when he come on for Sue? The game's gone. If you think as a spectacle by that time, there's lots of changes. Newcastle were blowing literally at their backsides towards the end. So for a cutting edge, he's never going to be on the forefront of any development play. And you saw that. You have to question after 60 minutes where we were going to score. And unfortunately for Espanyol, it came from a poor mistake, and which Murphy capitalised on. But, when you're looking at the whole overall game, I thought we looked so good in the first half down that left-hand side. But again, it's a case of you get into promising positions, and then it's a case of when you've beat the player, ISM comes to mind again, with Song Soo. I've got to beat you again. I've got to beat you again, rather than just wrapping your foot around it and trying to get that ball into a danger area. So as much as I was really pleased with some of the work that Song Soo did, he looks promising. I do think he's got to start realising that he's got a left foot. Whether he can use it or not is still yet to be seen. But there is no point in giving yourself half a yard of space if you're then going to backtrack and come back against, the player coming at you. And so for me, that's the negative point of Park Soo. But I think, again, I look at Osula. When I watch Osula through the middle, and I said, to me, he would have been you're looking at a defender's nightmare. He's not a defensive nightmare. You know where he's going to run back to all the time. You don't have to follow him because you know he's going to rebound. He is the yo-yo centre forward. He doesn't create space for anybody else to exploit. That's the other issue I've got. He seems to just stick between the 6-yard lines. And when you've got a player like that, it's very difficult for any of your teammates to actually get involved in goals.
I thought Miley was fantastic, by the way. Sorry, I should have said that. Should have been the first thing I said. Miley proved where you can sit next to Bruno, and I thought he was better than Bruno personally, but that's fair.
Who, Miley?
Miley was good.
I
think
he did what he needed to do, didn't he, in the centre of the park? Kept it simple.
Well, I mean, you can tell that we got back up there, and now we probably need one more anyway. So I would feel comfortable if we have another player in the midfield that we can trust. Willock, you can't trust Willock at all, so you wouldn't.
Well, I've just had a look at the Chronicle player ratings, and the Chronicle have given Song Park an 8 and Jacob Murphy an 8. Don't know what game they watched for Jacob Murphy to get an 8, to be fair. Louis Smiley got a 7. Gilmera's got a 7. Dan Byrne a 7. Louis Hall a 7. Matt Target a 7. Fabian Shaw a 6. Kraft a 7. Ramsdale a 7. Will Osula 4.
Well, there's a lot of 7s there that I wouldn't be dishing out.
Yeah, I think that's
the first thing.
We were better than Espanyol. There's no doubt about it. But we couldn't finish anything. So, and I don't even know if we created enough to finish. Quite honestly, we just had the ball around and around, and didn't do much.
It was.
It's the final third again, isn't it? You know, they didn't do a low block. They played a 4-4-2 system.
Yeah.
It's an old-fashioned system, but again, because of lack of movement through the middle, every time we got into decent positions in the final third, there was no delivery, and that's what I said. Park Sue was the highlight of the first half for me because he wanted to have a go, and he beat his player, and he got into some really promising positions. It's just a shame, like I say, that he didn't try something different. Either drive into the box once he'd got half a yard and try and get them to commit a foul, or have a go and be confident with that left foot. But, you know, like I said, for his second appearance at St James's Park as well, a lot of pressure on him. He played with a lot of confidence.
He didn't seem phased, did he?
No, not at all.
He almost beat himself a couple of times. You know, he beat a player, like you said. He got to the byline. He then nearly fell over at the byline because he beat himself. But I think if you've got some aggressive midfield players that are running with him, you'll see the best out of him. And we have got to remember he is 18-year-old. I get the ESM comparisons, but ESM was still doing them when he was 26.
26, yeah, exactly.
Well, I have no issue with Park Soo at all. He can do all of that whenever he wants. That's what he's there to do. You know, so I don't have an issue with that. But the Osula thing, I mean, you know, it's interesting because we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with him.
Yeah. Well, you know, Eddie was taking all the flack last season for not playing him enough.
He still needed minutes over Wilson.
Well, you can see why not.
Well, no, not really. Not really, because Wilson, he was never available, and he was dross. He was heavy. He couldn't run. So what's the point? At least you try somebody new that might be able to do something. That's my point. Why keep trying somebody that's not good?
No.
You know, if the chance comes to Wilson, he's going to take it. I don't see that from Osula. I just don't see it.
Osula's much more promising coming in off the right hand side, where he's got the time.
There was a chat. Someone in the chat there before said he'll be a winger, not a striker.
He loves the ball in front of him and running at a player. Yeah, he hates to play with his back to goal because then, like I say, it's all about your first touch. And at this present moment in time, and don't forget, he's not a young boy anymore.
No,
you know, this lad's 23. It's not. He should be now. You know, at the forefront, knocking on the door to get into the side. And
see the head.
We're talking about paying 50s and 60, 70 millions for 22 and 23-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
Did anyone see the headbutt through, by the way?
The what, sorry?
So the centre back was winding up Osula. I don't know. I was watching it on something else, so I don't know if your camera angle was the same. But he kicked out at the defender with his leg. Then they had a bit of an argument, and he threw a headbutt at the defender as he was moving away.
Really?
No.
Yeah, that was 2018. It's been just before the first goal. Right. I don't know if we can get highlights. Osula threw a headbutt in.
Somebody's saying that he just turned 22, Osula. Yeah. Well, that's the only way you get the full point of it, isn't it? You know, that's what I said. It's difficult not to see the full game as we do while you're talking as well. So you sit back and concentrate. You see a lot more of the game.
Had there been VAR, you'd have been off. That's how bad it was.
All right. Okay.
All right.
I'll have to have another look at that.
Don't remember that one, but okay.
Yeah.
Chelsea also prioritizing a center back as Colwell has gone down with injury, so they're looking to buy Margay as well. So it seems like we got competition there if we're even in it. So I don't know if I'm assuming we're not because there's nothing talked about as far as that's concerned. But it could be that we're
definitely
wrong.
In by Chelsea, so.
Yeah.
By the way, if you look at Chow's heat map last season, a bit like Guy, predominantly left-hand side.
Right. So I'm not sure about if we're going to do something, we got to do it. Stop funning around, getting it done.
Listen, we've got to get centre backs in. We've got to get a midfielder in.
We've got to get two centre forward.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think centre forwards is an absolute must now. We have to focus on two centre forwards.
Well,
that's right.
And then Bailey's just said that we have shortlisted, and of course he's got Randall Colomani on there, and Samu, but he's got Jackson, Watkins, and Strand Larson on the list. That's apparently the inside list from Newcastle United.
Jackson's come out and said he wants What's this new explore options? In other words, I want to leave, innit? Are we getting that walk nowadays that we're kind of just...
I want a new challenge.
I want to leave.
Yeah, that's what's happening. It's just the same thing.
Who was it who wanted the new challenge? Can't remember now.
No, honestly.
Isaac?
No, he's exploring options.
Jackson's just following. I want to explore my options.
Yeah, that's what
you want to leave.
Stephen Howe says, with Isak's dip of form towards the end of that season and maybe wanting away, did he maybe not put the effort in as he didn't want us to get Champions League, hence an easy excuse to leave the club?
No,
I doubt it.
I love a conspiracy theory.
No. You've only got to go and I'll share a video with you guys. Craig Hope. I know there's a lot of people that doubt Craig Hope, but he reported, or he knew 12 months ago.
Yeah.
Well, he's saying that, but if he knew, he should have said something. That's one thing I criticize him.
That's what I said.
He's saying the club knew as well. So he says all the flack that Isak's getting for the timing of it all, it's nothing to do with him. Him and his agent told the club 12 months ago.
Mm.
And like I say, according to the Jamie Carragers of this world, it's Liverpool now that are asking Isak to play up to force the move because obviously they want to lowball it.
Interesting, because Craig Hope just posted the Eddie Howe update on Isak's situation due shortly. So that's going to be, I guess, on the post-match.
Obviously, when he does the presser,
well, I mean,
they're not going to be talking about the game much.
Well, I understand that, but for him to confirm that if that's what's going to happen, I don't know if there's something that's been predetermined with the media since we're going to address the situation. You never know. So I've never seen Craig Hope post anything like that, assuming that that's what's going to happen. Because how does he know? Eddie Howe can just say whatever. So I don't know. What if he says? What if he says it is over? The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone, man.
I think it's about 3 weeks since you first used that phrase.
I did, very much indeed. Yeah, I did. But I thought there's always a way.
You heard it here first.
There's always a way back when things are knackered.
That's my argument. I want what's best for Newcastle United, and if that means Isak in a black and white shirt again, so be it.
Yeah. This is an interesting one.
If that means playing hardball and saying to him, "You're going nowhere, kid," so be it. Let's say that. Then the ball's in his court. That's everything's finished. Nobody can sign him. It's up to him then to decide what he does.
But it's
all about cost, though, isn't it?
You've still got to be prepared.
Well, a lot of Newcastle fans want him out. That's the problem.
And that's what we're on at the minute.
It's similar to the Modric situation at Spurs when he wanted to go to Chelsea. It's similar to the original, was it Torres when he went to Chelsea the season before? He was going to go to... Was he not going to go back to Atletico Madrid, maybe? But Liverpool just says, no, we can't get a replacement in, so you're not going.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it needs to work.
Rooney, even at Man United, sat in the crowd for 2 months, if you remember. So Alex Ferguson says, that's fine, you can sit in the crowd and watch your teammates. There's a World Cup coming on, how are you going to get in the squad? So
that's exactly what I would do. We need to do what's best for Newcastle, and not what's best for the player. That's the way it works. What's best for the player, he already chose that, which is sign a contract for a long time with money guaranteed. He chose what's best for him at the time. We need to do what's best for the club now. And it's not like you're not going to pay him. And so, it's going to he's going to get paid whether he's playing or not. And but I tell you, he's not going to be happy at all if he doesn't play. But I think
we've cracked the 350. Let's get with the 400 legs. Come on.
Come on. If we don't get to 400, we're not going anywhere.
We're staying on all night till we get
staying all night till we get to 400. But
that might stop them hitting it.
That's true. But come on, folks, hit the like button. I'm trying to check if anything comes from the.
The place I'm wearing a bloody Brazil top and you.
I was thinking that. By the way, we were linked with Paquetá again today, so
that's the other thing. I would have
just
him
my hint.
They go T. Clan.
Paquetá and Gallagher.
So Carl Hope says Isak refused again to sign a new contract this week again, according to Romano. But let me tell you something now. Romano is starting to annoy me, so I don't know. I don't know, man. A lot of people are saying that he's getting paid by Man United on $10K a month to just
home for it.
So to spread. He's starting. He's starting to look dodgy. So says everything that everybody that Newcastle is related to or rumored to, he knackers it in a minute. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck, man? It's a bit odd the way he's moving. But
have I just been sanctified? Have I got a halo?
No,
for you lads.
Well, because you ain't got your green screen. Your green screen is knackered. Eddie says big call win. Isak's done for me. So a lot of Toon fans are not happy. A lot of Toon fans.
My mates are not happy, but I said the same to them. Listen, if he puts a black and white shirt on and starts banging the goals in, you'll show up.
What annoys me is though he's not there, regardless of whether you're still employed by the club.
Yeah, but you don't know whether that's been because he's been told not to be there. That's the thing.
I can get it in the sense of a security thing because some of the fans, if they, I get it. It stops escalating the situation, but at least he could be one of the executive.
What we need to be doing now is just sitting back calmly and doing what's best for us.
Yeah,
and don't do anything to prevent whatever we think it is going to be best for us happening.
But so here, this is what I would do. I already said it before, and I will appeal that he loves playing football, and just tell him you're not gonna go anywhere. If you want a new contract, we can get you a new contract right now. We can make it easy at the end of the season for you to leave wherever you want to go for a lesser price. Get you a better contract, but you got to give us your 100% this season. If he throws his, if he doesn't, I can't finish that phrase because it's a stupid phrase anyway. If he throws his toys out the prom, did I get it right?
Hey,
yeah. If he does that, you put him on the sidelines, put him on the to watch the game sideline. He eventually will come to. He can pout all he wants to, but he will want to play eventually. That will last 2 or 3 weeks, if that.
I seen a random tweet yesterday. I don't know who it was, but it spelled the situation out in the media so much for me. You go against all the other transfer targets that's been linked at the moment. So Gehi, this is his fee. They won't move unless his fee's met. Pedro had it. Ekitike had it. So in other words, all the media is spouting. All the top clubs have a fee for their player and they're not going to budge. How many times have we seen Sky Sports report Newcastle have a fee, but maybe if so-and-so club bids this, they might listen. They're not saying that about Palace. All the pressures on Newcastle to lower their price tag. None of the pressures on any of the other clubs to lower their price tag. Look at Sesko when we were after Sesko. Leipzig said, this is the fee, you don't meet it. There was no pressure from Sky Sports saying, "Oh well, it's believed if this." There's a trend starting, and it is
trend starting.
Newcastle
been going since the Premier League started.
Well, it's been going for a long time.
Gaia in the cartel's
so
pocket.
Easily to not notice it until someone puts it in black and white on Twitter in front of you, and you're like, "Do you know what it is, mate? You're bang on." Because we're involved in buying somebody, we've got to meet their price tag. But because we've got a player that we see is worth 150 million quid, we have to bow down to the
demands. Look at Newcastle going in low balling.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but all of a sudden we are supposed to lower the price.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's not a halo I've got, those are horns win.
There you go. Dario says he's coming to Anfield, no worries. But again, that Liverpool fans think that is a given. And I wouldn't put money on that because it really, he might want to leave all he wants to.
He may get there eventually, but I wouldn't be confident at all that he's going to be there this summer.
Well, simply because I just don't get how people really believe. Just because football, unfortunately, has gone this way where the clubs have no say-so. Now, listen, we might not have a backbone and we might be twats that roll over and just do what the player wants. But I am going to appeal that we do have backbone and that PIF is not known for just doing what the employees want, but rather what they want. illegally, of course, and that they're not abusing the player. He's getting paid. He's the one choosing that he doesn't want to fulfill his contract, and so they choose how he leaves. And I actually said it before. The best way for Isak to leave now is if he complies, not what he's doing now. That's not going to get it done. Now, people are saying that he's the one that doesn't want to train, that he's not bothered, and others that Eddie Howe is the one that told him, you got to go somewhere else, train alone, maybe hoping that Isak is going to come to him and apologize. Maybe that's what Eddie wants. It doesn't mean that, that guarantees him to stay, but at least.
I don't think he's pulling a black and white shirt on without that happening.
Yeah,
well,
I think it's the team he needs to apologize, not Eddie.
But should the team or should Eddie tell him you need to do this, you need to do it, or should it come from the player to say, I'm sorry? So we don't know because maybe Eddie hasn't talked to him.
I think when they had the barbecue and everybody else went home and Eddie was with him for 3.5 hours, I think that's what he.
Oh, is that right? I have not heard that he had a meeting with Isak as far as I'm concerned.
Well, they were the last out of the building, weren't they?
Okay. Well,
Isak, Tyndall, and Howe.
Unless the three of them were just in there.
Well, so they have. I've not heard that they had a meeting. So you guys heard that? That's different now. That's different because if they had a meeting, then.
I mean, obviously, all these rumors that have come out
all
now.
the families went to him, and then Isak came in. Eddie and Jason were still there. I was hoping that Yasser was going to be there as well. Because
look, I don't even know if Yasser is in Newcastle, by the way.
Nobody has even. There's been no sightings of him.
So he's not in Newcastle. He's not in Newcastle then. Let's not lie.
And again, that it beggars belief that if he's in the UK and we are going through the turmoil that we're going through right now, and he isn't in Newcastle, it blows the mind.
Eddie left 45 minutes after Isak arrived.
I'm assuming he wasn't at the match tonight because there would have been some cameras on him if he had been.
No, he's not. I guarantee you he's not in Newcastle because everybody says he is, but he's not.
Somebody would have snapped him and been.
I mean, people want to hope that, but I guarantee you he's not.
It's madness.
And it's even worrying, by the way, if that's the case.
It's extremely worrying.
But I was listening to you guys yesterday, and I want to say a few things about some of the twatness pronounced yesterday, especially for one particular person. But Irish Assassin says, Chris, I really wanted Isak to come and apologize and try and fix the bridge, but right now he has gone to a place where he cannot come back. He has ended his Newcastle career. Well, some people do have that thing. So
a lot of people got that.
For example, yesterday, and all over social media, really. I mean, it looks weird when teams like was it Al Hilal or Al Nassr that was buying, trying to get Wissa, and also Al something bought what's the guy from Liverpool, the Uruguayan guy. And people, and then there's multiple situations like that. Like the Chelsea kid that went to Saudi Arabia, and people always want to come into how is it possible that they're helping other team. I think we also need to. We're not looking at it. We're looking at it from the tinted glasses, but we can't do that. PIF bought Newcastle United. Certainly, you can probably say that they could possibly send a message that let's help Newcastle and not. Well, I mean, but you can't really expect them to act as if Newcastle is now the world to them, and we got to do everything possible to just make Newcastle great. Because those businesses have to make money on their own, have to succeed on their own. They're separate companies. We also as fans expect PIF to all of a sudden. The crown prince of Saudi Arabia to say, wake up and think about Newcastle 24/7, and we can't do that. Though they got businesses that they're going to worry about their own businesses. If we didn't make Salah money, Salah wouldn't be sponsoring us. It's not about doing us a favor and giving us money for no reason. It has to make sense for them as well. I've disagreed with Mighty Win before on this, way before, probably last year, about this whole, because you felt they just have to do it, and they're just going to throw in the money. No, it seems like they're running it as a proper business. They're not just going to be.
Well, before Selco got involved with Newcastle, they'd only been involved in very, very, very small boxing scenarios. Look at the events that they've been involved in since. Fury Usyk 2, AJ. The amount of money, because obviously our first sponsor from them was based on the profits of Selco. The next sponsorship we get from them is going to be a hell of a lot bigger, simply because the money that they've been bringing in other areas, because of the links to Newcastle, they're getting into the British market via us, but they've taken over different areas.
That was the plan. And it was reported after the first 18 months that Seller had gone from something like 150 employees to 1,000 employees.
That'd be crazy now, mate. Crazy.
You know, based on the
growth. The Conor Ben and Chris Eubank fight.
It's brand awareness. And that's what you pay for in the Prem.
Well, the thing, my point is, like, for example, Al Hilal, they're not waking up thinking, let's make Newcastle great again. They're trying to worry about making Al Hilal great again. You know, that's the way it works, man. We tend to look at it from a very biased point of view, but we can't keep doing that. Now, you can say the people in charge, the CEO of Newcastle United, if whenever we get one, could have that conversation with somebody at PIF, with the chairman, and say, look, I think this is what's jeopardizing us at the moment. You know, that we might be giving money to other clubs, that we might not, you know, you can bring it up in a conversation, but you can't really make them do that. It's my opinion. You know,
I mean, look, you're saying they're in it to make money.
But they are, Win.
I think that's true, but I think that there's also a fair bit of truth in the argument that the reason they wanted to be involved in the Prem was all the sports washing thing.
Culture.
That is rubbish, by the way. I mean, that is
it's
rubbish.
Not Chris, honestly, the money they've lost from fights.
What they've done.
Okay, let's talk about it then. What is sports washing?
They've grown their brand, but with sports washing is wanting people to see Saudi Arabia,
for one thing,
as a positive thing.
But why wouldn't they be positive?
Instead of a negative thing.
Why wouldn't they be? Who looks at Saudi Arabia as negative? I have never.
Prior to them taking over us, everybody.
Prioritizing what?
Prior to the takeover,
human rights, etc., etc., etc. I'm not going to get political.
Yeah, well, that could be. But do you understand that they will get the World Cup regardless? Qatar got the World Cup regardless if people like them or not. You know, they have sorry, again, we don't want to get political, but it has to do. They have very strong rules against homosexuality, for example, laws. And no matter what, we had the Qatar Cup there. Everybody went there. Even Henderson, that was a Liverpool player, that was all about, you know, the LGBTQ community, whatever. He still went over there. Everybody played, and nobody cared. You know, Argentina still raised the cup. It doesn't. All of that. It's all talk, man. You know, I don't.
What they want to do is get eyes on an association, and then you learn more about it, and then you can correct in a positive aspect. And then you can learn more about things. For example, how many sportsmen in the world do we love? But then when you look deep into their lives, you think, oh, I actually don't quite like that guy. But Conor McGregor, for an example, you know, how much money has he made in being an arsehole?
I think
it's a bad comparison.
Going off topic there a bit, but what I'm saying is, if PIF, which they are, they're in the business of making, they need to make money and have enterprises under their banner which will make money when the oil runs out. That's the object of the exercise.
Well, I think the objective is to make money. That's why they invested in everybody, in every damn sport and everything else.
In businesses other than oil.
Well, but that's why to make money, man.
Can I just ask you guys then? You know, you're talking about they see it as a business. Tell me one other business that runs for 10 months without a CEO.
Well, 100%. That's not a positive at all, and that's a criticism.
That is a question, Gary.
So they're not running it as a business, then, are they? Because you can't run a business without somebody in charge.
Normally, you're not limited. They can just throw money at the problem.
Well, that was my other question. The problem with PIF is they don't like the confrontation. They think throwing money at an issue, at a problem, gets them out of the problem, and it doesn't. Because unless you've got people that manage the business, money doesn't give you anything, and we've seen that. It's getting wasted on players that will not be able to perform at Premier League level. And you can blame PSR, because I have done myself, and it is a major issue. But until you get somebody in a management position that can pull people together and not have Eddie Howe FC on one side, Mitchell FC on the other side, that both of them are never going to agree because they're going to disagree, and they've both got faults. The biggest problem I see, the massive fault that nobody ever talks about, the elephant in the room, is why have we been involved for 10 months without a management structure? Because to me, that is PIF saying, I ain't interested.
Yeah.
They were just thinking Champions League's going to attract players. We'll use that as a poll.
Well, it could, but
it's also not going to cost them anything. It's not going to cost them a penny, because what they've paid for the club and what they've put into the club, but by every avenue other than advertising, which has been very, very successful advertising. The club is now worth over $1 billion for the 300,000 that they paid for it, and whatever the 600,000 that they put in.
Effectively, they got their money back, or they will if they ever sell the club.
And I think if they were to sell the club now, they would get more. Well, they'd probably get nearer $2 billion for it.
Well, I mean, I don't think their focus is on Newcastle. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is.
Well, exactly. That's my point.
But
as
see,
well.
we think that's I think that the biggest mistake is that the CEO is not there. That's on them. But quite honestly, but I want to just look at the mirror here for a second, right? Everybody, all Newcastle fans, because we think the chairman of PIF, who is in charge of literally, well, let's Google it, how many companies in PIF, should come.
It doesn't matter.
No, when it does matter, because you want him to come here and worry about Newcastle United, because we can't sign Sesko.
Because he has sat in the chair and opened his jacket.
Yeah, well, he did that at the time, but that's not an obligation. That was at the time when they bought the club. What did you want them to be sad? Mad that they bought the club? No. The problem with them is that they should have appointed somebody to run Newcastle, and quite honestly, how they view how they view if a CEO is running it badly or good is up to them. Because they can say, we're a mid-table team, the books are green, we're doing fine. Maybe that's good enough for them.
There should be a point of contact at Newcastle at all.
Maybe that's good enough for them.
They have established 103 different portfolio companies.
Yeah.
But
you see, you have got other directors that are involved with PIF actually at the club.
You've got 220 more.
Al-Agbani, they've got Razik, that are above Darren Eales, with obviously sitting in line with Ruben before you even get to Romain. And I think that is the other issue, because we never hear about the Al-Agbanis or the Raziks that are at directors levels. These are the guys that are pulling, the punches.
They may well
Romain
be the
isn't involved.
Fixing the prices.
They may well be. But I mean, that to me is a case of there's still a major issue. If these guys are the ones that are pulling the punches and pulling the checks, why have they not overseen a new CEO and a director of football when they've known for months, apparently, that they were leaving?
By the way, Craig Hope says that, again, an Isak update coming soon. How does he know that Eddie is going to say anything about Isak or give real details about Isak? We don't know. He's posting it. Craig Hope has never, no journalist ever says or assumes what the manager is gonna say.
Well, they'll have been in and out by now.
No, he's posting that. There's waiting. Maybe the post came in late, but so he should be posting the quotes pretty soon then. And of course, we will be uploading the reactions from Newcastle whenever they come about. So stay tuned to the channel. Dom is telling me.
Dom is saying press conference delayed. just
exactly.
started.
So how do and Dom, how do you know that? By the way, is there a way that you can watch that, or how do you get that information? We got a staff working on it, and okay, Craig Hope is saying that PIF has established 103 portfolio companies. Additionally, it has invested in and has hold stakes in 220 plus other companies. And you expect the chairman to say, "Oh, hold on, mate. Let me stop worrying about Uber real quick, and let me go to see what people in Newcastle say." Listen, I want them to. It would be lovely.
If they're running it as a business, as you say, you should have people doing that job that
Well,
are capable of doing it. And
that is the criticism right there. That they should have appointed people to take care of the business and not leave it the way it is right now. That's the criticism on them.
If we had someone as a point of contact from Saudi at the club, say 250 days of the year, they would have a direct line to someone else higher up in the PIF there that could relate to and say, look, this is the issue that we've got. Where do we go? What leniencies have I got in regards to transfers? What have I got? Instead, we've got Darren Neal's not well, not able to run the club to the normal standard that he would, and someone else that is inexperienced trying to pick up the pieces. You've got Eddie Howe coming into a position that he's alien to, no fault of his own. So we're kind of just we're putting square pegs in circle holes. Let's be honest.
All right, we got some quotes here. Right now, breaking news. Romano is saying Newcastle again tried to renew Isak's contract this week. The player said no. He wants to go to Liverpool. Isak to Liverpool remains absolutely on, says Fabrizio Romano. But quotes from Craig Hope right now. If you can keep them coming, Dom, I would appreciate it. Discussions between us have to remain private. We would love to see him back with the team. The situation has to be right for that to happen. So,
I mean it's just it's white flags, isn't it? Come on,
it's protection.
There's no transparency in that at all. The situation has to be right.
Where is the white flags?
The white flag is the situation has to be right. Is you've got an easy get out when he goes, but the situation wasn't right for the rest of the players. The
situation has to be right. Is obviously Isak has to eat humble pie and apologise to his teammates, the club.
He's not going to.
I
don't see that happening. I hope you're right, Win. I really do. I pray you're right. Because if we don't get a replacement in, we're going to have that Shearer season that, like I referred to on Thursday. I think just that's an easy cop-out. Just at least be a little bit more assertive with your answer. Or at least give us fans something that all of people that just went and paid all the money today, 20 quid for a friendly, and tomorrow, we deserve to know, look, what's the likelihood of that we've got our main striker next season?
Well, obviously that's going to be in Isak's hands.
Are you making any progress? He's never even said, is there any progress being made?
We've had discussions. It's clear at the moment that we can't involve him with the group.
Well, here you go.
I don't know how long that will be for.
But day one, if you can't involve him in the group, you don't know. That tells you.
So again, let me reread that because come on. We've had discussions. It's clear at the moment that we can't involve him with the group. I don't know how long that will be for. Well, I mean, there's not. I mean, he's clearly not
in his day, and let's hope. My hope is that we don't know how long it will be for. Exactly. If it's till the end of the transfer window, so be it.
5 games into the season with what up front?
No, we have no idea. What I'm saying is, in the meantime, we've still got to.
Well, we got to get wasted. Let me hold on. There shouldn't be a question. I couldn't believe the information coming out of Newcastle when they were saying that we were going to sign Sesko. At the time, they were saying if Isak leaves, we got to sign Sesko. Like what the? No, it ain't if Isak leaves. Isak has shown you his cards. He will try to leave now, next season, the following season, until his contract is over. Every time. Not only the following season. In the winter, he'll try to leave again. So we need to get in his replacement, and we need to get in Wissa or Jackson or Mateta, who I still don't understand why we're not in for. So we need to get those guys in. And then Isak eventually will have to come crawling back with his tail tucked between his legs to apologize. Because he needs to play.
You're trying to do transfer deals.
Oh, more quotes there. Okay.
Sam, do you want to join the club? Do you want to join the club? Hang on, Isaac, are you going to stay or you don't know? You want another couple of days? Come on, it's a look.
We got more quotes here from Eddie Howe. He is training later than the rest of the squad. There have been discussions since the tour. I don't think this disciplinary action has happened. He is here, so of course he has a future at Newcastle. From our perspective, we would love to have him back with the team, but the situation has to be right for that to happen. So that was, I guess, part of the first quote. Yeah. But he's saying so of course he has he has a future at Newcastle. I mean, I don't know if he's being optimistic there.
Totally optimistic. I mean, I said there was a rumor saying that he said he doesn't want to train with the team. He doesn't want any involvement in the team. And I think, as you saw, I mean, there's, the spiel is he's being kept away from training because he doesn't want tactics leaking. I think it's all from Isaac. I think it's Isaac pushing his way out of the door. And the more he downs tools and does what Wissa's been doing, the more chance of a low ball offer coming in from Liverpool. And to be fair, I do not see there being any deal done until after we play them.
Well,
this is the second game of the season.
That could be very much what happens. Now, I mean, this is pretty difficult, to be honest, because I don't know what to make out of this whole situation. But it depends, and as I was saying, it depends on how PIF runs the club. If they think we don't need the money, we're good, he can go do whatever, they will tell him you're just gonna have to sit out. It depends on how they act on the situation. It's all about PIF or whoever's in charge. But if PIF is not in the building, then who the hell is running Newcastle United?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Somebody was saying that they'd offered him $300,000 a week. I mean, I haven't seen that anywhere else. Has anybody else seen it?
Who said that?
I saw it on when we were literally just going live. It jumped up. It could be just total BS, but it's from a Liverpool channel, and they're saying that again. That's what I saw. Isaac's on strike. He's told Newcastle when they offered him the new contract of $300,000 per week, he has no intentions of staying at Newcastle. He wants to join Liverpool.
Well, here's the thing. Let's pull up the. There's some quotes now from Keith Downey, and obviously they had to write it down, so maybe some quotes are a little bit different. Thank you very much indeed, Sensible Moniker, for the super chat there. I'll put it on the screen. There you go. It says, "Can we just call it as it is? Our ability to score goals is about 30. That's relegation stats. Who the F thought Osula the clown was the answer?" Well, I don't think it's the answer, but thank you very much for your super chat, mate. So we got there the quotes from Keith Downey, so another reporter in the building listening to Eddie Howe. We've had discussions, and it's clear at the moment we can't have him involved with the group. I don't know how long that will be for. It's clear I can't involve him with the team at the moment. He is training later than the rest of the squad. There has been a discussion since the tours. I don't think disciplinary action has happened. I don't think disciplinary action has happened. Why is he living? Why is
That's poor, isn't it?
I mean, what else you got to...
I think that what that means is he's obviously asked for some disciplinary action, presumably on the Portugal training thing, but he doesn't know if it's happened. And this again, this is the power vacuum that's there, man. Eddie Howe is saying there...
But you were saying presumably.
No. Eddie Howe is saying there, it's in quotes, he doesn't know if this is... So he doesn't know if one of his players has been disciplined. What the hell is going on?
Exactly.
This is what I was going to try and say before. Why is it we can't just stick Isaac in a room and someone have some fucking balls and say, look, do you want, if we give you the money you want, are you going to stay? Yes or no? No. Fine. Right. We're going to do X, Y, Z. If Liverpool don't come in with a bit of X, Y, Z, you're going to either have to sit here and book your fucking ideas up and play, or you can sit in the crowd. That's it.
That's
if he wants,
I think
I want to leave.
It's looking more likely that is going to happen.
And by the way, right there at the end,
the manager can't. Manager's got to be the guy that has that conversation with him. I don't care about fucking legal things and contracts. If he wants to discipline a player, he should be able to say, look, I'm the coach. You've pissed off the rest of your teammates. You've disrespected them. You've disrespected the fans. This is what's going to happen. I'm fining you 2 weeks' wages. X, Y, and Z. You now make a decision what you're going to do. You either pack your bags or you get on, or you stick your team between your legs, go in the dressing room, have a chat with your teammates, and apologise to them.
I agree with you 100%. Now, at the end right there, very clear, he is fit. He does not have a fitness issue. Just letting you know that in case anybody wants to say that he's nurturing anything. And there you go right there. He is in jail. So
sorry, I should have probably said ranting coming there. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's what we need anyway. Passionate fans venting their spleen. James says get rid of him. Well, listen, I don't think there's
12 more likes, folks. 12 more likes to 400.
There is no doubt about it that Newcastle are in a very tough predicament when it comes to him, or not.
I don't think we are. The point is, I don't think we are in a tough position. We've got all the cards. He is a Newcastle United player, and he is for another 3 years. We hold all the cards, regardless. And if he wants to throw his career away and rotten the reserves, do it. He'll sharp get sick of that, and then you want to come back, right? If you want to come back. This is how it's going to happen. You're going to apologise. You're going to apologise to the fans. You're going to face the press, and you're going to say you've been a naughty, naughty boy, and we'll let you back in. Until you do that, you can go and rot, son.
There's a lot of noise at Newcastle at the minute, stating that there's a few players that aren't happy with the current situation, aren't happy with what was promised to players, and obviously not fulfilled. So, like we were saying the other day, the biggest problem you find now is that domino effect, where players start to, look at the different things. Old bloke in the blue has lost his mind.
You never walk alone. I know. He's like, that's because you don't like what I'm saying. Because you just think you can walk in and take him away.
It ain't gonna work like that. It's
not gonna work like that.
Who was it, man?
Unless you want to put the 150 million down on the table, and then we'll talk.
The issue in those cards all have jokers on them right now.
Yeah, that 3-year contract's the joker in the pack.
He isn't the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. That's an old Monty Python joke.
Life of Brian.
Yeah. Well, Mark in the chat is saying not a chance in hell. It was $300K a week though.
No, I don't think it was either. I don't think Newcastle could even afford that.
I don't know.
Could have been incentive wise.
Yeah,
like 250 with incentive.
With incentive wise. Yeah.
But I think he just doesn't want to stay here, and that's fine. I mean, there's no issue with that. But he has to leave on our term.
When you know it's not working, let's not drown it out and hurt each other any more than we need to. Let's just get it done. It's getting
but it has to be on it has to be on our terms. We have to get the money we deserve. You know why, though, man? Because it's easy. This thing is easy right here. Newcastle has a chance of really. We got to get our money back. Nobody ever thought Isak would be one of the strikers that he is now. We put time in it. We put effort in it. We developed him, and he due to his own talent as well. But we got to get our money's worth. If we don't do that with the best striker that we got, then we're never going to do it with any other player. So he's going to leave. That's fine. He can leave, but you got to pay up. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we should budge as far as the price is concerned.
No,
maybe you can do a 130. Would you do 135 plus 20 next season?
Nope.
No.
Guaranteed.
No.
But I think Newcastle might do that, quite honestly.
No, I want 150 up front. Get it done. Yeah. If you want them.
Dob's put some more in the chat, guys.
There's more stuff right here. Eddie Howe saying that on the owners, I can assure everyone that the owners care very much about the project and are fighting every day. So, and we got more stuff here from Dom on BBC Newcastle's on Isak. We would love there to be a way back, but ultimately, who said this? But ultimately, that's going to rest with Alex. For us, he's still very much our player, but the situation is what it is, and I have to focus on the players that are here and fit and want to play. He says on transfers, we are focused on a number of positions and a number of players. We're still working incredibly hard to try to add. I think we're one of a number of teams who've found it difficult to bring the right players in. We're still looking on more transfers. He says we're still looking. We're active, and we'll be active until we have the squad that we want. And that clearly isn't the case at the moment. We still have gaps to fill. Wow. So Eddie Howe is not holding back anymore, ladies and gentlemen. He is. Thank you very much, Matty Gorman. Al Hilal got Nunez a discount to grease the skids. Thank you very much, Matty Gorman. And so, what do you think, Eddie Howe is not holding back? He's saying he's venting his spleen as well.
I think he's playing hardball. I think rightly so.
I think he's tired of being nagged.
He's tired of being messed around.
Yeah.
For him to stay, and I don't believe he would have said it if it wasn't true, that the first he found out about Isak being training in Portugal was through the press. That's just unacceptable behaviour.
Yeah, but why hasn't he been reprimanded for that?
Well, exactly.
I mean, that's something that he should find them himself.
The way I'm reading the press thing is that he's said he needs to be reprimanded, and he's waiting to see whether or not it happens.
Well, that's the way you're reading it.
Which is ridiculous.
It is, because usually it's the coaches that do the reprimanding, and they go through the board to get
But the coaches can't do anything.
Through the board, exactly.
But the coaches,
exactly.
They had no board to go through.
The coaches couldn't do anything but just not play them or sideline them. But as far as money is concerned, which I'm sure Isak won't mind, a little 20K or 10K reprimand, you just pay it. That has to be from somebody above, and I don't. What else can they do? They can't do anything else.
Well, the most they can fine them is 2 weeks' wages for each offence. By the way,
for each offence.
Hey, well, I would do that if I need to.
Yes,
yeah, but that's when they go through to the PFA, isn't it? And like I say, you've got to have breach of contract, and you've got to ask yourself, is he in breach of contract?
He's obviously breached his contract if he's went training in Portugal without telling anybody.
Well, what I'm saying is he's still training. So if he's saying
the way you want to train, you train the way the club tells you to train.
Yeah. But like I said the other day, I know somebody come online and says, "Come on, safety." If he preaches the fact that he didn't feel safe being at the club grounds on his own because of what all the social media's been saying, and you saw all the banners hanging from the fence. If he's saying, I've took advice, and the advice was for my own safety, I'm still training, but I've took it elsewhere. All I'm saying to you is there's ways around it. And I just think, and like I say, I'm not trying to speak up for him, but I mean, these are the things that can happen. And I just think he should have been involved in HR, like you were just been saying.
Breach of contract for me.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I said. He should have got in touch with the
club. If he's got those fears, has he had those conversations with the club?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
If he hasn't, he's got no grounds.
Hey, the mighty Quinn in the building says 100 mil up front, then 50 next year to help out PSR.
Having worked in employment HR for 8 years, obviously football is going to be entirely different. My argument would be he's not able to fulfill his contractual duties. So therefore, there should be sufficient grounds to at least fine him a week. 2, like Gary says, maybe strongest. He has got grounds on the fact of, well, had I stayed at the ground, I could have been put myself at risk. And I totally get that. But when your manager,
you need to have that conversation with the club.
When your manager's not aware of where you are, that for me, if any of us phone in sick for work, your manager needs to know where you are. You know, if you're not coming in to work, you need to tell them. Oh, right. So therefore, you're not keeping up with their attendance records or their procedures for attendance. So therefore, my opinion, you're in breach of contract. So therefore,
the clear and obvious thing is that Eddie Howe knew that he was going to speak and spill the tea when it comes to this, because he let everybody, or they let everybody know Eddie's going to speak about this. So that's why all the reporters were leaking out that any update on Isak is coming soon. So this was done deliberately. I don't know what for, other than inform the people, and that's fine.
See, I think it's a PR stunt. I think Eddie Howe hasn't found him. It's to wrap him up in cotton wool again. It's too soft.
Fans in the chat.
Too loyal.
Yeah.
But anyways, listen, we've been here for an hour on the reaction. We didn't talk much about the game, but it was a game. We'll be back again tomorrow. It was a regular game. We'll be back tomorrow against Atletico Madrid, who I'm actually more excited about. What time is tomorrow's game, man?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. That's 3 p.m. And that is what time in in America?
9.
9 a.m. All right, that's not bad. 9 a.m. I've done worse. Trust me, I've done worse. Anyway, we'll be back again tomorrow, and of course, this will be uploaded for people that want to watch the reaction alone. But anyways, folks, thank you very much indeed. Everybody that super chatted throughout.
Dom's just put a couple of things in. Chris, I don't know whether you want to finish with these few things that he's put in.
We already read some of those, so it's kind of the same thing.
No, the last one.
I want Alex to be playing today, according to Eddie Howe. I want him to training tomorrow. We would love the player to be with us. Let me make that absolutely clear. There is no part of me that does not want the outcome. All right? So he wants him as part of the squad. Thank you to everybody that super chatted as far as the watch along as well. The new members, it's crazy. Bernard Burrows, Jordy Revolution, Random Access, thank you very much. Robbie D, Irish Assassin, Terrence Anchors, Michael Branelli, Ian Fleming, Sensible Moniker, and Matty Gorman. I appreciate all of you very much for your kind donations. Appreciate it. And we'll be back again tomorrow for the live match. Stay tuned on the channel, though, because we'll be uploading videos. Eddie Howe speaking. We'll upload all of that stuff. So until then, we will see you all on the next.
Away the lads.
Lasses and bands.